So President Cyril Ramaphosa has rejected all claims linking him to the alleged tender fraud mastermind Hangwani after a video of him standing outside Hangwani's home in Sandton went viral on social media. In the video, the president appeared to be on a casual morning walk when he was seen outside the mansion, which sparked public speculation about whether he had any personal connection to Hangwani. The businessman has allegedly been identified by the Special Investigating Unit, SIU, as a major figure in the alleged R2 billion Tembisa Hospital tender scandal. After the clip spread widely, many people on social media questioned why the president was seen outside the home of a man accused of corruption, prompting the presidency to respond to the matter publicly to clarify what really happened. So President Cyril Ramaphosa recently told Parliament that he has only met businessman Hangwani Maumela by coincidence and that they have never had any other personal encounters. Speaking during a session with the National Council of Provinces, Ramaphosa said that Maumela's house in Sandhurst happens to be along one of his usual morning walking routes. He explained that he once stopped outside the property out of curiosity, not knowing who lived there, until Maumela came out and introduced himself. Ramaphosa said he was surprised because he had heard his name being linked to Maumela in rumours before, but they had never actually known each other. Ramaphosa went on to say that he plans to write a book about his walking routines because people often record or take pictures of him during his walks, and those moments have led to unnecessary rumours. He joked that he didn't expect something as innocent as his morning exercise to cause so much public attention. The president said when he first met Maumela, he made a light-hearted comment asking him why he was putting his name in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. According to Ramaphosa, the two simply greeted each other that day and went their separate ways without any further conversation or contact after that. The president added that several months later, while he was passing by the same house again, Maumela came out and asked him to meet his mother. To Ramaphosa's surprise, the woman turned out to be one of his former high school friends. This new discovery made him realize that there was actually a family connection between them through his first wife, Hope Mudau. He explained that Hope Mudau, who was his first wife, is Maumela's aunt. This means that through marriage, there was a distant family link between him and the businessman, although they were never personally close. The president also told Parliament that it was only later that he found out more about the family ties. He discovered that his ex-wife's brother had married his high school friend, who happens to be Maumela's mother. Ramaphosa said this revelation came long after their brief encounters and that it did not mean he was personally close to Hangwani or involved in his business matters. He repeated that he was appalled by the accusations of corruption and wanted to make it clear that he has no association with Hangwani's alleged fraudulent activities. So in his closing remarks, Ramaphosa assured Parliament and the public that he has nothing to hide and has always lived a transparent life. He said his walks are part of his normal routine and not an opportunity for secret meetings or shady dealings. Ramaphosa urged people not to jump to conclusions just because he was seen outside Maumela's home, explaining that it was purely coincidence and part of his exercise route. He ended by saying that he takes the allegations against Hangwani very seriously, but remains confident that the truth will come out in the investigations.
Yes, this matter has occupied the headlines for quite a number of days now. My spokesperson, Mr. Vincent Magwenya, addressed the media yesterday in response to what they say was a video and a photograph. And he focused on that and he explained what is my relationship or at all with this person. Now, 47 years ago, I got married to his father's sister, his aunt. We divorced 43 years ago. And when I said to Honorable Steenhuisen in 2022, when he asked whether I knew him, I said I did not know him because I had never encountered him, I had never seen him, and that was gospel true. Now, later in 2023, as I was walking in the street in my neighborhood, I walked past a house, as Mr. Magwenya said. I'm now promoting him to a minister. As Mr. Magwenya said yesterday, I was walking in a street where I usually walk, and even this morning, coming here, my convoy drives past that house. there are two entrances to where I live, or three, and it is the thoroughfare, the way where we drive and where I also walk. So in 2023, I was walking, as Mr. Magwenya said, with one of my colleagues who was my then advisor, who is now a deputy minister, taking a walk in the morning. And I often say, when people say, we want to meet you, Mr. President, I said, no, come at 6 o'clock. Come and walk with me. And then you will have me for an hour and a half as we do our 10-kilometer walk or so. So I was walking with Mr. Sibia, and as we were walking past a house which I saw in construction for quite a while, and I kept asking, whose house is this? It is a massive house. And I wanted to know whose house it is, and I never got the information. So walking there, a car comes past, and I always mispronounce this person's name, Tibo Touch or something like that. He gets out of the car with another gentleman. He wants to talk to me, to photograph and all that. So we stop. And now we are against the wall of this massive house. And that's where the photograph happens and the video. So then the allegation is the person who was in the photograph is Maumela. It was not Maumela. It was Mr. Tibo Touch and Mr. Jones from the United States, I later learned. So there was this brouhaha that, yes, I visit his home on a regular basis and so forth. I can say I walk past that house when I go on my walks. Now, in 2024, so it should be known, because Mr. Magwenya only focused on this photograph. In 2024, I am walking on that same street, and a person comes out of this house, and he greets me. And as I often meet people, I ask them, who are you? He says, I am Hangwani Maumela. And that's how he introduces himself to me. And I say, so you are the Maumela who is putting my name into disrepute. And he smiles away. And now I've encountered this person, and I walk away. And I walk to my home. And then in 2024, on the 26th of December, I am walking with my daughter, who loves walking too, on the same street. And there this young man comes out and he says, hello, Ramaphosa. My mother is here. Can you say hello to her? And I say, who is she? He says, it's Hangwani Maumela. Now, when I was at school in Papuri High School with my then wife, Hope Mudau, her brother was also there. And later I got to know that this Mboneni and this, my former wife's brother, they hooked up. And as they hooked up, they had a child. And this is now Hangwani Maumela, whom I did not know. But I know his mother because we were at school together. So he says, my mother is here. Can you say hello to her? And she is coming out of the yard towards the main gate. And she's wearing a gown, a morning gown.